Artie Lang here, reporting from the beautiful, gorgeous Vincenzo Gold crypto investing studio overlooking gorgeous Lake Superior from the 33rd floor. Rivian stock up 50% in after-hour trading and 72% on the day, June 25th. Breaking news, Rivian receives $5 billion investment from Volvo. $2 billion will come via $1 billion purchase of Rivian stock in 2025 and $1 billion in 2026 for a total of $2 billion. I am not a financial advisor. This is only my own personal opinion on the market. And what I'm personally doing, you shouldn't take this as investment advice. Read disclaimer, channel bio. That's why you chose old Vincenzo. I show you the stocks all other crypto gurus aren't. Rivian to receive $869 million tax break from state of Illinois over 30 years. Will XRP be the next 10x alongside Rivian? Change your life. Hit that free subscribe button down below. Smash bell, notification massage, the like button to keep the truth. Education, entertainment, and integrity. Free as always. Super chat to support channel. Become members of Jabroni Keller Best Value on YouTube.
Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Hit that, most importantly, free subscription down below, bell notification, and like the channel to help promote and fleece, heist, and shiest the criminal gangster cartel. Good June the 25th, 2024, on an overcast, gloomy, with showers and severe thunderstorms and heavy rain that has moved through the greater Bloomington metropolitan area in central Illinois today, keeping the temperatures down to a seasonably nice 76 degrees J at the Central Illinois Airport in Bloomington. And we've been telling you Rivian stock was a buy, was a go, and was a good investment for the long term. And the biggest news in the short history of Rivian took place today as they're up 50% in after hours and 76% today alone. And I own 323 shares. I have 237 shares of Rivian on Robinhood that I've been accumulating. Yes, this will dump and pump more, but it's up 65% at current price today. And I have 95 shares on Charles Schwab. And I've been promoting them as a long-term buy, a long-term accumulation as long as the price was below $16. And even better, below $10, I was repeatedly promoting this company, and they received a few months ago $837 million, or almost $1 billion worth of free tax money from the state of Illinois over the next 30 years. And now today in after hours, they just announced the biggest news to hit Rivian to date in their startup company, Volkswagen, to invest $5 billion. That's right, billion. Why have millions when you can have billions, right? $5 billion in EV startup Rivian. And even more news on the EV startup Rivian. Volkswagen Group has agreed to invest $5 billion in startup Rivian to buy and purchase partly the deal to use Rivian's technology to accelerate its own EV deal. And what's more importantly for shareholders and people like old Vincenzo and members of my audience that have fleece heisted and shysted the Rivian market manipulation by not buying on the IPO day or the all-time high of November 21 at $177-ish per share. You waited like old Vincenzo did to buy your first share at $16 because you knew the fleecers and the people that got in pre-IPO had to unload their shares on the retail trader. The rest of this investment includes a $1 billion purchase of Rivian common stock in 2025 and again in 2026. So that's a $2 billion investment they must make buying Rivian shares. That's like having the Federal Reserve buying the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones and the S&P, or the Standard & Poor's Index, otherwise known as they do there, where they print money and they buy stock. Volkswagen is a buyer now of $2 billion, $1 billion in 2025, $1 billion in 2026. And also by the end of 2026, I don't know if they've announced this officially, but Rivian is expanding and building a 1 million square foot facility adjacent or next to their current facility and their new body shop, because they're going to build now that they're not going to Georgia, and they're building their R2s or their next generation Rivian vehicles at Normal, Illinois, where I currently work and been at since they started. I was an original worker there, or I don't work for Rivian, but contractor in the vicinity or working there. And then they're going to build two other 1 million square foot facility each on the other side of the motorway in the cornfield that they bought. And they're going to build 2 new vehicles there. And by the end of 2026, the next Gen 2 of their current models are going to be out, and their 2 new vehicles that they're building are supposed to be out. Where do you think their stock price is going to be then? A lot higher than the $8.15 that it was at 4 weeks ago or 8 weeks ago, and a lot higher than the current price that it is at now, sitting at $17.80, right? So you can see where Rivian's price has been. If we go out to the daily, because it hasn't been out very long, way up there. On this, it only shows a high, 173 something, and I believe it was November 12th it actually hit on, I believe was the actual hit date. And you can see where we're at now. And now if we look at it, this was my little track that I've been watching, and all I did was take an old retracement and price level action from this big dump, this consolidation, and then the pump, and then I superimposed it here, and actually the price now in after hours pumped up from where it was, right, where it was down here, and is actually sitting right there right now. So it actually did do the exact same pump, and now you can see we're hitting some overhead resistance, where last summer we did a beautiful buying our first shares down here at 16.25, selling it after it looked like it was topping out in here and coming down at 26 something. We sold it at about 22.69 down in there. It was a little bit below that. And then over the course of the year, it came back down. And then I started buying back at my original cost per share at about $16 there. And then obviously it flushed, and I continued to buy in here. And now it's pumping. But what this news might be signaling is that you're at your bottom in Rivian. That was your bottom in Rivian, right? And now we're going to start, yes, after a 72% move today, there's going to be a correction somewhere, but that might be the bottom. And then over the next 6 to 12 months, leading into the end of this year, going into 2025, we've built the base, and during 2025, we're sitting between $17 and $35 per share, or major overhead resistance, leading into 2026, where their new vehicles now are going to start getting built and manufactured as plants and buildings get up, tooling gets installed, and the price is starting to skyrocket now as their earnings get higher and higher. They get more and more investments into their company, and who knows, in a couple of years, we might be sitting at an all-time high. And if you were willing to buy down here and initially start accumulating down here when it hit $10 for the first time back there, and then had its first pump, and then you accumulate it again down here, and you have the patience to wait and have the foresight and think they're going to make it, you might 10x or 15x your money over a couple of years, right? Don't try to day trade it. Long-term hold Rivian. This isn't a day trading stock, and because of that, we're starting to reap our rewards of our long accumulation in Rivian. But I just felt like that's something you should know, that I think it's still a great company to buy. It's obviously very, very cheap, but it did just go up 50% in after hours based on the best news Rivian has ever had. If we look at XRP, and I have been telling the audience I'm not a financial advisor, nor do I play one on this radio show. I will never promote, tell you to buy, sell, or trade any commodity stock, index fund, or anything like that. This is only my own personal opinions on the market and my own personal investing that I do as a hobby and an educational and entertaining with integrity form that I do here. Right? But if we look at the XRP, what's changed here in the XRP is we may be confirming a breakdown finally out of this, 2-year long. When did we get into this? We entered this way back here in May of 2022. So May of 2023 is 1 year. May of 2024 is 2 years. July is 2 years and a quarter, 2.25 years in this pattern where we have our significant points. We can see in orange there where we hit at 56 cents, right? Let's bring this into the full screen. You can see we hit at 56 cents right back there in 2022 in November. Then we hit resistance again in 2023 in April. Then we had the manipulation with the judge, with the criminal gangsters, the market manipulation, and the news, the fleece, heist, and shiest, and the retail traders, and the paid promoters all over social media, mainstream media, CNBC, CNN, MSNBC, and Fox, and the rest of them, right? Got you there again at 91 cents, and then it flushed. And we told you, don't buy there. If you wanted to buy, there would be better buying opportunities. And then we hit upper resistance again, had a huge flush, came close to lower support for the first time since way back there in January of 2023, I believe that says. And then we had a huge rally and hit upper resistance for the last time at 74 cents. And then we quickly rolled over on itself, had a flash crash from 74 cents to a wick bottom, all in the matter of a few days when it actually had its big move to 41 cents. A nice bounce back and consolidation to sucker some more of the retail traders in. And now we may be confirming a breakdown. And if we zoom into here, first we're going to zoom out, then we're going to get into a closer time frame, daily time or hour time frame. We're going to delete that. We're going to go back into the full screen, and you can see what we're talking about here. We had that big wick down, and that's why we start from the far out time frame in a super simple and easy way to technically trade this market. And we came down in that flash wick, right? Recently, this is the most recent one right here. Big wick down, big flush, right? But now we've come up and we hit it as upper resistance, stayed below it. Then we traded here for about a week, came back up, briefly got above the rising channel again, got the major sell zone here, and we quickly rolled over on itself and had a massive flush, came back up, hit the upper resistance now that used to be major support for 2.25 years, confirmed it again. Now, as it's below it now and it's acting as major resistance instead of major support, came back briefly almost to it and got flushed again and came down. And what this is threatening to signal is a catastrophic market breakdown and a catastrophic liquidation of longs that have been misguided and has had the fleece heisters and YouTube promoters misinform them on what's actually going on. And we could be coming down what I've been telling you, this 37 cents. And if we zoom out again to the weekly time frame, we do know that what this was a humongous, elongated, overextended bear flag. There's your flagpole, right? The huge flush down with forceful flush with consecutive weekly candle, big flush. It looks like a flag. It looks like a flagpole. It looks like a pole, a long stick, right? And then now this is your flag, your rising channel, an up and sideways consolidation. See that? Your rising channel, that's your flag. Why is that your flag? Because it looks like a flag. If you have a flag has a flagpole and then a flag that waves, right? This has the flagpole and the flag that waves. It's just a bearish continuation pattern because you have the big dump and then you have an up and sideways consolidation in a rising channel, which is a bullish continuation pattern, but a bearish reversal pattern at the top. And it's a bearish continuation formation off of the flagpole and then the up and sideways consolidation. At the end of this, the probabilities say it should break down. And then the breakdown, conversely, if your flagpole, you had the same flagpole as right here, but you had the flagpole like this, and then you had your down and sideways consolidation with the flagpole like that down there. That was a bad representation, but like that. And then you have your falling channel right there. Then that would be a bearish sign that this was going to turn around and actually turn bullish at the end of it, and it wasn't going to break down in the pattern. But a targeted move would be from the top, the top of the flagpole. And we've showed this several times. The top of the flagpole to the bottom to the point of the breakout. And that gets you right there. Bam! Right in your face. Your end of 2022 target that I thought we would hit, we didn't. We got to 27 cents in 2022 coming off of a $1.69 high in 2021 when the prediction was made. And I told you it was delayed, not denied, even on the day of the judge of the manipulation and of the pumping and the ultimate fleecing that we could still get here. And if this does break down, your technical target on that bear flag is all the way down here. And from current price, that is still a devastating 69.69% flush. But your immediate short-term target, if this confirms the breakdown right here, which is a long-term hodler's worst nightmare, and people that are in sketchy trading services and lending platforms like an FTXs or the Celsiuses of their time and BlockFi's, the B Connect, right? All that nonsense. This would not be what you want to see, but this could be where you're going initially, and then you could have some trading back up, and then you get into the VP volume indicator, which is the mean of the history of the coins trading, and if you break below that, you're definitely coming down into that 18 to 24 cent target. Like, subscribe, and share. Peace and love.